Welcome students to our next lesson, chapter 8, useful and harmful microbes. So in this lesson, we will see first which are the useful microbes and which are the harmful microbes. Now see first what is meant by microbes and what are their characteristics. You know microbes means what? Microbes means a living organism but which we can't see with our naked eyes. Means what are their characters? These microbes are prokaryotic cell and is seen only under microscope. See our second question. How did you observe microbes? You are familiar with different types of microbes which are all around us but cannot be seen with our eyes. In what way are they related to our everyday life? See, first we will see, means first again I want to explain you how are they related to our everyday life. Can you name it? Means many microbes are useful to us. All microbes are not useful. Some are harmful also. Okay. Means for example useful we use them in our making yogurt from milk is done by lactobacilli bacteria. Yeast is also used for baking process. So we are related to our daily life. Now first we will see useful microorganisms. First one is lactobacilli. See the picture of lactobacilli. Then lactobacilli, if we want to see it's a slide, what to do? Smear a drop of fresh buttermilk on a glass slide, stain it with methylene blue and put a cover slip over it. Observe this smear under the 10 objective of a compound microscope and then with the more powerful 60 objective. Did you notice the blue rod shaped microorganisms around moving around? And they are the lactobacilli, a kind of bacteria. Means lactobacilli is a kind of bacteria. They are very minute, rectangular in shape. See the shape of this lactobacilli. Again, they are minute and rectangular in shape. Lactobacilli are anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic means what? Anaerobics means that is they can't produce energy without the use of oxygen. So lactobacilli convert lactose, the sugar in milk, into lactic acid. Means this process is called the fermentation. You know, means we eat the fermented product. So what is the role of this lactobacilli? Lactobacilli convert lactose, the sugar in the milk, into lactic acid, and this process is called the fermentation, and as a result of the pH of milk decreases causing coagulation of milk proteins, and thus milk proteins are separated from other constituent of milk, and this is what happens when milk change into yogurt. Means in our home we make yogurt, correct? This is the process of making yogurt by using lactobacilli. It is a chemical process. So yogurt has a specific sour taste. Means buttermilk, and due to lactic acid. Means in yogurt there is a lactic acid, and in lactic acid there is a lactobacilli, and this lactobacilli convert lactose. Okay, the sugar in the milk. Lactose is a type of sugar in the milk, and that's why its a taste is sour taste because of the lactic acid. And the low pH destroys harmful microbes present in the milk. Now see the questions. Why do doctors advise you to have yogurt or buttermilk if you have indigestion or abdominal discomfort? Sometimes doctor advise us to take buttermilk or yogurt if we have a digestion. Yes, because see the answer. Buttermilk is in acidic in nature or yogurt is in acidic in nature. Correct? So it kills, means buttermilk kills so many microorganisms. Many microorganisms buttermilk kill. That's why doctor advises to take a buttermilk. Okay. Now second, see, sometimes yogurt becomes bitter and froze up. Why does this happen? Means if we keep this yogurt or buttermilk for 3 to 4 days, it becomes bitter and froths. Why it is? Because of the it becomes more acidic and pH is also increases, and therefore microorganisms grows very fast, and that's why it becomes bitter. Which different milk product are obtained at home by fermentation of the cream from the milk? Yes, you remind which products, milk products we will obtain by the fermentation. Can you tell me? Yes, Shrikhanda. Then what? Creamy. Yes. Can you tell me this product? Shrikhanda and what? Hmm? Shrikhanda, creamy, hmm? Creamy yogurt, lassi also. Okay. Then condensed milk also. We will make this product by the fermentation. What is meant by probiotic yogurt and other foodstuffs that are popular nowadays? See, useful microbes like lactobacilli are added to these eatables, and such eatables are healthy because they kill the harmful bacteria like Clostridium. Means you understood here, lactobacilli is the useful microorganism and Clostridium is the harmful microorganism, and in the alimentary canal and help to improve our immunity. Now see the uses of lactobacilli. This question is for 4 marks. Write the uses of lactobacilli. See, first, various milk products like yogurt, buttermilk, ghee, cheese, shrikhanda, etc. can be obtained by fermentation of milk. Just now we remind that which milk product we make at home, like yogurt, buttermilk, ghee, cheese, shrikhanda. We obtain this by fermentation of the milk. Second, you see, lactobacilli fermentation is useful for large scale production of cider, coca, then pickle of vegetables and etc. Okay, this lactobacilli fermentation is also useful on the production of cider. Apple cider, you know, for example, vinegar also, coca, pickle of vegetables. Then third you see lactobacilli are and some other useful microbes taken together are used to treat abdominal discomfort. Correct? Means suppose in our stomach there is a pain, then doctor advised to take buttermilk or yogurt. Fourth one, see, leaven fodder offered to domestic cattle like cows and buffaloes is a fodder fermented with the help of lactobacilli. You know the fodder of cattle which are giving for cows and buffaloes. This fodder is also fermented with the help of lactobacilli. And last one uses lactobacilli fermentation process is used to make wine and some types of bread also. Hmm? Now see our second useful microorganism is rhizobium. See the figure of this rhizobium, how it is. Here is the root nodules of this soybean plant. Now, rhizobia living in root noodles supply nitrates and nitrites and amino acid to that plant, and in exchange get energy in the form of carbohydrates from it. See what is the role of this rhizobia. Role and importance of rhizobium. Rhizobia living in root noodles supply nitrates and nitrites and amino acid to that plant, and in exchange get energy in the form of carbohydrates. Means this rhizobia get energy in the form of carbohydrates from it. Such a mutually beneficial relationship is called as symbiosis. Now rhizobia produce nitrogenous compounds from the atmospheric nitrogen. However, for this purpose of nitrogen fixation, they need leguminous plants like beans, sweet pea, soya bean, etc. as a host. And beans and pulses are rich in proteins due to the nitrogenous compounds made available by rhizobia. After harvesting a leguminous crop, see, after harvesting the leguminous crop, the leftover roots and other plant parts are deliberately dumped in farm soil to maintain its bacterial population. See once again what I want to tell you. After harvesting a leguminous crop, the leftover roots and other plants are deliberately, means janbujke, deliberately dumped in a farm soil to maintain its bacterial population. And the use of rhizobium has helped to reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and thereby their adverse effect also. Means here we get, after harvesting this leguminous crop, we get the natural fertilizer, and because of this, means because of use of rhizobium, it is helped to reduce the use of chemical fertilizer, and it's a side effect also. So it has also helped to reduce the expense on fertilizers, means which we expense on the fertilizers, it will also reduce and thus works to benefit of farmer. So how rhizobia is useful to farmers. Nowadays, seeds are coated with rhizobial solution or powder before sowing. Why it is? Because after sowing, this rhizobia enter the plantlets. This is called rhizobial inoculation. This experiment has helped in the supply of nitrogen to cereal and the other crops beside leguminous crop. Understood? Means first one is lactobacilli, useful microorganism. Second one is rhizobia. Now third one, see yeast. All of you know this yeast. See the figure. It is a bud here. Then outer wall is cell wall. Here is the nucleus, and blue color is a cytoplasm. It is a fungus cell. Yeast is a fungus cell. Now see how we can see the yeast. Bring active dry yeast from the market. Mix a spoonful of yeast to spoonful sugar with a sufficient quantity of lukewarm water in a bottle. If we want to see the yeast, fix a colorless transparent balloon on the mouth of that bottle. Do you see the colorless oval cell of yeast on the slide? Some of those cells may have small round bodies attached to them. These are new daughter cells of yeast in the process of formation. Means this figure. See this. Okay. Now see, this method of asexual reproduction is called budding. Again see this figure. It is a bud. Okay. It is a bud. So when we take this drop of solution from the bottle, okay, from the bottle on glass side, and then if we saw it is under compound microscope, we will see what we will see. Yes, the oval cells of yeast on the slide. Some of those cells may have small round bodies attached to them, and these are the new daughter cells of yeast in the process of formation. So this method of asexual reproduction is called budding. Yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on carbon compounds. See, what is a yeast? Yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe which grow on the carbon compound. Yeast is a unicellular fungus with 1500 different species in existence. Means how many species are there? 1500. The yeast cell is a eukaryotic type of cell. In the above experiment, yeast grows and multiplies very quickly due to the carbon compound in the sugar solution. Because carbon in sugar there is a carbon, and just now I told you heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on carbon compound. So here in this activity, yeast grows and multiplies very quickly due to the carbon compounds in sugar solution. And in the process of this obtaining nutrition, its cell converts the carbohydrates in that solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So this process is called as fermentation. Understood? Process of fermentation. Well, how is bread made? You are all of you are eating bread, correct? Sliced bread also and bun pav also. Well, how it is made and how it is useful to make the bread? See first the wheat flour. What we need? The wheat flour, salt, yeast are mixed in a large bowl. Oil and water is added and the dough is kneaded till it is soft and very well mixed. Okay. See how many means what is the quantity? 500 grams flour, 7 gram yeast, 1 teaspoon salt and 2 tablespoon edible oil. Then it is placed in lightly oil ball for 2 to 3 hours till the flour rises. Okay. Then the yeast added in the flour release carbon dioxide, hence the flour become fluffy. Because of the yeast, the flour become fluffy and the flour should rise double in size as compared to its original size. Means when we keep it for 2 to 3 hours and afterwards when we observe this flour should rise double in size as compared to its original size. And then knock back the dough and then gently mold it into the ball and place it on baking tray lined with parchment paper and leave it undisturbed for an hour. Then preheat the oven to 220 degrees Celsius and bake for 25 to 30 minutes. Baking is done till the dough gets golden brown color and loaf sounds hollow when tapped underneath. Now remove from oven, pull on wire rack and then release the bread. The bread becomes spongy due to the carbon dioxide released by yeast during the process of fermentation. Means making bread is a process of fermentation and carbon dioxide is released in this process because of the yeast. So this is the how bread is made at home. Now see what is meant by bioremediation. A yeast Yarovia liplotica is used to absorb toxins released during the production of palm oil and the heavy metals and minerals released in some other industrial processes. So these are means bioremediation. These are some uses of the yeast and these other microbes also. Yarovia liplo Lipolitica is used to absorb toxins released during the production of palm oil and the heavy metals and minerals released in some other industrial processes. Then Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used for the absorption of pollutant arsenic. So these Yarovia, Liplotica, then Saccharomyces, these are also some useful microbes. Then oil spills in ocean are cleaned with the help of Alkanorox bacteria. Suppose oil ships are there, very big ships are there, and sometimes means unfortunately it happens an accident and oil spills in the ocean. Okay, now how can we clean this oil which that spill in ocean? This is clean with the help of Alkanorox bacteria. Okay. So students, in the first lecture, what we learned useful bacteria. First of all, bacteria means what? Correct. Bacteria means what? It is also a living organism which we can't see with our naked eyes. It is seen by only compound microscope. So then useful microbes. Which are the useful microbes? And then what? Yes, useful microbes, Lactobacilli, Rhizobia and yeast. And this last one is what? Bioremediation. Okay. In next lecture we will see about the harmful microbes, then antibiotics also.